welcome back to your channel, The Experience. My name is Femi and I'm your host today. Today I will be sharing with you my experience landing in Canada as a permanent resident. The flight took off from Frankfurt International Airport to Toronto Airport, and I will be sharing with you the entire process of landing as a new permanent resident. Before this excites you, I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because I will be doing a lot of videos about immigration to Canada, finding job in Canada, and even getting study permit in Canada. So I want you to stick on this channel, and I promise you there's a whole lot of amazing content coming from me. So stick around and I will be with you shortly. On arrival to the Frankfurt International Airport, you have to present a negative COVID test to be allowed entrance into the airport. So while you're coming down from the aircraft, there are officers waiting to check your negative COVID test before you're allowed to proceed into the airport. On presentation of the COVID test, you're allowed entry into the airport, and in this case, I will have to go through immigration because the flight is actually leaving the European Union, so we have to go through immigration. Unfortunately, I cannot film at immigration, so I will be going off from here, but all that was required at immigration was my passport with visa attached and a valid resident permit or visa that made me valid to travel from the EU, and a boarding pass. That was all the immigration needed to allow me to move to the departure gate from this point. So I will see you after immigration. So yeah, the immigration is done, everything is good, and now I have to locate my gate. It's gate Z, which is quite a long walk, so I'm just gonna make sure that we don't waste too much time on it. I will speed all the way through until the departure gate. So Frankfurt Airport is a really beautiful airport, quite big, but unfortunately it's COVID-19 era and there's very few passengers traveling at this time. So you can see quite some stores are closed, not so many people walking around. It's definitely as a result of the COVID-19. You can see there's so many flights, so there are actually a lot of flights landing and departing, but there is not so much people boarding these planes. Unfortunately, it's a really sad time for the aviation industry. So moving ahead, still looking for my gate Z, quite a long walk. And just about right now, we are about to approach the gate, and here we were asked to present the COPR, the marriage certificate, the negative COVID test, and our passport with the visa. So you have to present the marriage certificate here that shows that you are exempted from the travel restriction going to Canada. So here, those documents were checked by the airline before boarding. Don't forget COPR, the visa, marriage certificate, and the COVID test. So taking off from Frankfurt, this journey, it's 8 hours and 50 minutes. So approximately 9 hours of flight time from Frankfurt Airport to Toronto Pearson in Canada. And I must commend, it's a really nice flight, very few people, which means you could change seats or get to more comfortable positions, and just in a few seconds, yeah, you can see right now how empty the plane is. So we were quite very few people on this flight. It's so sad for the airline, but I mean, it was really comfortable for the passengers. There was enough room to move around. Flight time from Frankfurt to Pearson, 9 hours approximately. And really I'm not a big fan of long haul flights, but because of the space in the plane, it was quite easy for me. I never even felt that we were going to fly that long, because I could move around, I could, you know, get out of my seat easily. And this is like halfway into the journey, and at this point we're having 6 hours left. So welcome to Canada. This is the sky in Toronto. It's really beautiful scene, beautiful view. And at this point I was really already having some nerve cracking movements in my chest. I was feeling anxious, I was feeling, you know, a bit nervy, you know, but I guess it's normal for anybody in my shoes at this time. And that's Toronto Pearson Airport in Toronto, Canada. Quite beautiful as well from the view from outside. So right in the plane, it's going to be very important for me to say the airline will give to you a declaration form. There you have to say if you have some food items in your bag. You also have to put down your quarantine plans, what address, how many people there, do you have old persons there. You also have to declare if you have more than 10,000 Canadian dollars with you. If you do have more than that, you have to declare. Non-declaration, it's an offense and you could lose your money at some point. You could get a fine. So be sure to get the declaration form from the airline while in the plane. Fill it, as you will be required to present it alongside your arrive card at the immigration. So I'm sure you know what an arrive card is, or if you don't, it's an application that was built by Canadian immigration where you can declare your travel plan. So you must have filled this before. If not, you could do that also right now before heading to immigration. So out of the plane and we are going to immigration. Also, it's a really long walk from the plane to the immigration, and I'm going to have to speed it up so that doesn't waste so much of our time. And on this date, February 11th, it was already mandatory that if you were arriving at Toronto Pearson, you have to take the COVID-19 test compulsorily. So right now I was sure that I'm going to take another COVID-19 test, even though I had one negative result at hand. And a little bit of insight: before you get to the immigration, you could actually register for the COVID-19 test. What it does for you is when you get to the place for the test, you don't actually spend a lot of time registering yourself, as you already done it before. So while walking along these lines going to the immigration, you will come across a barcode screen. It already shows with instructions that you could scan the barcode and register for your COVID-19 tests before getting to the center for this test. That saves you a lot of time. Trust me, the queue is massive and you don't want to waste your time when you get there. So the best thing to do when you get to the screen with the barcode, scan it on your phone with any QR barcode reader and register online. All you have to do is put your email address and a few details, and boom, you're registered. And when you get to the center, all you have to do is go straight to the testing point, and you don't have to join the long queue. Right about now you can see the screen, and a lot of people are also doing the same thing. All you have to do is just scan the barcode, and you can keep walking and fill in the details as you walk. So get a scan and move ahead. So in between there and here, it's the immigration. All you need at immigration is your certificate of permanent residence, your arrive card, your negative COVID-19 test, and your passport. The passport will be taken and the visa cancelled because the visa is actually a single entry. After the immigration, you are immediately redirected to this section of the airport, and here is the confirmation of permanent residency. So until now, and at this point, you are not a permanent resident of Canada. The last process in the whole documentation is this confirmation. You have to meet an officer who confirms your permanent residence in Canada. This point was quite emotional as well, most especially when you hear the word, "You are welcome to Canada. You are officially a permanent resident." It's so nerve chilling. and all you have to do is present your COPR. The officer takes one copy and gives you another copy, which you will use for your citizenship, and boom, that's all. You get a nice welcome, and you can go to the baggage claim, which is not so far away from that point as well. So as you can see here, I have my bags already. I packed, and now I am going towards the COVID-19 spot. It's right after the baggage claim section of the airport. So here's the COVID test center. You can see a really long queue to the right. Those are people who had not registered for the test, but because I had registered, I was supposed to just go straight from this line that I was walking, but it felt strange to me seeing a lot of people on the queue, and I was just gonna walk past them. I thought I was doing something wrong, and I decided to join the queue, but an officer came and told me to just go straight because I had registered online. So after the COVID test, it took about 5 minutes, which would have taken you maybe almost an hour on the queue. And now I am going to the exit where my wife is waiting for me. This is the Terminal 1 of the Toronto Pearson Airport. And that is my beautiful wife. She's also happy. I must tell you, this is a moment in my life and in our life that we're so happy to be home, and we're happy to finally build our life together in one location. It's an exciting time. I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that I'm even sharing this experience with you. If you're in the process, if you're about to start the process, I'm rooting for you, and I hope that you have a smooth process and eventually smooth landing. So we're just gonna pack our bags and get into the car and drive home. We have a long way to drive. We're going all the way to Hamilton. It's roughly almost an hour from the Toronto Pearson Airport. So I have to help my wife with the bag. I will see you on the drive going home. And that's the view of the airport. Nice, isn't it? It's really cool. So let's get the bags in the car. So we live in the airport. It's really nice and beautiful. Nice weather. It was a temperature of -2, which was not too cold. I mean, from where I was coming, where we had -25 at some point. So this is quite normal weather for me. So the weather wasn't a shock. But if you were coming from more tropical places, maybe from Africa or maybe from the Middle East, be sure to have proper clothing at this time of the year. It's the winter, it's quite cold. You could check the temperatures on your date of arrival and wear proper clothing so you don't get immediate weather shock. So it's a drive from the airport and we are going home. So thank you for sticking with me throughout this journey. I promise that I will keep updating my progress in this amazing land of opportunities. How to get a job, how to get an apartment. I will make a review of the apartment. I will make a review of Hamilton, where I will be living, and a whole lot of amazing content about Canada as a whole. How to immigrate. I will also be making series of applications for spousal sponsorship. If you don't want to miss all of that, stick around and I will keep giving you loads of amazing content about Canada and every other countries in the world. So thank you for watching. I'm so happy that you spend your valuable time to be part of this journey. It's an exciting time for me. I will be on 14 days quarantine with my family, and I will see you soon after quarantine with amazing content of my experiences adapting to life in Canada, getting work in Canada, and driving in Canada. I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll see you in the next video. See ya.